Hey YouTube, this is Pumobile, and I know it's a little late, but I wanted to do, for the new ban list, I wanted to make a video, just kind of my opinions on the new format and how it's going to be. First off is the banned, and we have 3 cards were banned: Goyo Guardian, Cold Wave, and Mass Driver. Goyo Guardian I'm going to miss. I don't think that should have been banned. It was a good card, but it wasn't ban worthy. It was good at 1. Cold Wave, I think this might have been a good idea to ban. I kind of wish they brought back Heavy Storm if they got rid of Cold Wave, but the fact that it stops your opponent on this turn and their next turn is pretty overpowered, and there was a lot of really stupid combos with it, so I can see why they banned it. Mass Driver, I'm very glad they finally got rid of this card. It's just, there's too many stupid OTKs possible. People have said, oh, well, you still have Cannon Soldier, but there's a lot more easy ways to stop Cannon Soldier than there is Mass Driver. Plus, it takes an extra summon, so it's a lot harder to pull off a one-turn kill with Cannon Soldier than it is with Mass Driver. So that I'm glad that one's gone. That's something that's needed to be left for a while. Limited to 1, we have Book of Moon, Blackwing Kalute the Moonshadow, Honest, Dandelion, and Gateway of the Six. Book of Moon is something that everyone was surprised about, and then we heard about the new ruling change on priority, and then it makes a lot more sense, because with the new ruling change, Book of Moon can stop any monster from taking priority, as well as prevent it from synchro summoning, and put it in defense mode, which is usually the weaker in terms of points. So Book of Moon just became ridiculously good with the new priority change, so that's why it was limited. Blackwing Kalute and Honest, kind of the same reason. I think they were trying to limit kind of unreadable cards. I mean, you can read Kalute and Honest, but they tend to come out of nowhere a lot easier than most cards. Did they need to go to 1? I don't know. I mean, they hit Blackwings pretty hard with this ban list. I don't think... I mean, they almost made them... They're pretty much knocked from tier 1 now. With Kalute at 1, and later I talk about Icarus is at 2. That they just got hammered by this ban list. Dandelion at 1. Pretty much everyone saw this coming. It was going to be either Dandelion or Lonefire, and I'm kind of glad they did Dandelion, because Lonefire, in my opinion, is a lot more essential to a plant-based deck. Then again, with Dandelion being at 1, it's pretty much we can't see many more quick draw decks are pretty much non-existent now that Dandelion's gone. Gateway, we all saw this coming. The local regional that I judged last weekend, 7 of the 8 decks were 6 Samurai decks, with Gateway of the 6 at 3. It's unstoppable. You can't beat it in any sort of consistency. So yeah, Gateway at 1, everyone pretty much assumed that's a good spot for it. Prevents opening double gateways, and kind of puts a control on how many counters they can have at once. Limited to 2. Let's move that up there. We have Debris Dragon, Card Trooper, Archlord Christia, Spirit Reaper, Megamorph, Overload Fusion, Royal Tribute, Icarus Attack, and Solemn Warning. Debris Dragon to 2, a lot of people saw this coming. Basically, either Debris Dragon had to be limited, or Black Rose Dragon. And Debris Dragon to 2 is pretty fair. I mean, it still allows you, any deck that needs Debris Dragon, there's still enough in there to play around with it. It's just not a 3 anymore, so I'm fine with that. Card Trooper at 2, I'm actually kind of glad they did that. It'll help with the playability of a lot. I'm going to talk later, Machines got a huge boost in this ban list, and Card Trooper is one of the reasons. Archlord Christie at 2, I don't really have much of an opinion at that. I never really played much fairies or anything. Spirit Reaper at 2, kind of cool for zombies. Once again, it's not a real big change. She's not too hard to get rid of. Megamorph at 2, and that is actually very interesting considering the Unlimited Demise, which means we might see a small resurgence of Demise OTK and other OTK decks with Megamorph in there. I for one am trying to make a Malefic OTK with Megamorph in there, because that should be interesting just with the big summoning in the Megamorph play. 2 Overload Fusion, there's another big thing tied with Card Trooper on making machines a lot better. That means you can summon 2 Chimera Tech Chimera Tech Overload Dragons rather easily. 2 Overload Fusion is very interesting. I'm honestly not sure where that's going to lead. It could turn out to be very broken. Depends on how people start playing it. 2 Icarus Attack. That kind of surprised me a little bit. Icarus Attack is a 2 for 2, and it's basically the biggest weapon Blackwings have. Like I said, Blackwings have pretty much been denoted to at most tier 1.5, if not tier 2, with only 2 Icaruses and 1 Kalut that just really hurt. Solemn Warning at 2, I mean, most people were playing it at 2 anyway, so that's not really a big change. For Unlimited, we have Chaos Sorcerer, Snipe Hunter, Demise King of Armageddon, Delorean Tiger of the Ice Barrier, Gold Sarcophagus, Skill Drain, and Ultimate Offering. Chaos Sorcerer, that was a big surprise. I did not expect Chaos Sorcerer ever to come to 3 again. Salvo decks, Chaos decks, big help to those. I think that it probably could have stayed at 2, but it's not going to be a huge problem at 3. We'll find out and see where stuff goes, especially with the priority ruling. That's another thing. Chaos Sorcerer becomes a lot worse when you can't take priority to remove something. Snipe Hunter, I'm not entirely sure why that was ever limited. He's not really that good. I mean, only 2/3 a chance of destroying something, so that means 1/3 of the time you're just negative one-ing yourself for no reason. I guess he could be good in Fables or something, but there's better ways to discard, so yeah, he doesn't need to be on there. Demise, I think there's enough outs to Demise OTK now where it's not going to be too much of a problem, but honestly, we'll have to see what people do with it. Demise at 3, we haven't had that for a while. It should be very interesting. Delorean, another card, can be at 3. It's not really broken. You need waters to get to it, and even then, there's some fun loops with it and stuff, but it's not horribly broken. It didn't really need to be limited. Gold Sarcophagus, another card that will be interesting to see what people do with it at 3. I've never heard of anyone putting 3 in their deck, so it'll be interesting. I guess maybe Lightsworn could try and use the 3 Circs to get to their Judgment Dragon faster, but I'm not sure. Like I said, it'll be interesting. 3 Skill Drain, this is something I don't know why Skill Drain was limited. It was never, a main deck or anything, but it's a card I always like to play around with. I really like Skill Drain decks. So that needed to go back to 3. I don't know why it was ever limited. Same with Ultimate Offering. I mean, you play it in gadgets, and that's pretty much it. And even most people don't play it in their gadget builds. So, yeah, new ban list, I actually like it a lot. It seems pretty balanced. Then again, I mean, usually the set right before Nationals is the one that gets broke, so we'll find out. The big questions, and a lot of these we'll see with time because it's hard to tell right now, is this format going to be too fast with book at 1? It limits your options. It makes trap stun really ridiculous because most of your counters now are traps with, book at 1. Will Demise do anything with Demise and Megamorph being there? And will Blackwings be able to weather the storm, so to say? It's looking pretty grim for them right now, but I guess we'll see. So, this is the ban list, and this is Pumobile. Please subscribe.